Once you've logged into your registration platform, if you go to any of the tabs up here, it's going to show you the same options that you have underneath your favorites tool. A couple areas that we're going to check out before we go to run our reports is our edit player info displayed and edit coach info displayed. It's important here to go into these items before you run any of your reports, as you'll want to make sure you have all the criteria selected off that you want to have saved in your report. If you don't, you may be missing some vital information that you needed to have saved from your Goalline system. So we'll click on Edit Player Info Displayed. It's going to take us to a page that will have a long list of items to select off. And the most important area we're going to select off is the player search option here. What that is going to do is make sure we have all the items we need in the reports that we save onto our computer. I suggest making sure you go through each of the items in here and checking off what things you'll want to have saved. But please ignore the access code option, as if you have the access code checked off, you won't be able to export any of the birth date information, and access code's only relevant to Goalline, so it won't be required once we exit this system. If you keep scrolling down, it's going to give you parent data that you can have added to your player search export, and also any additional questions that you've created in your registration forms. These are sectioned off by each of the registration forms here. So you'll have to go through each of them to see if there's any information that you'll want to have exported. Now regarding payment information, if you scroll all the way to the bottom here, it's going to have your payment data selection. You can check off what information you'd like to have also outlined for that player when you run the report. Once you've had everything checked off, click on Save Changes. Now again, it's important to make sure that we do that before we run the reports, or you'll have to go through this step again and rerun your report. So since we did the Edit Player Info Displayed, we'll go into the View Edit Player's Parents. If you are running your report for your coaches, remember that coaches are not found in your player's parents reports. They're actually found in the View Edit Coaches option just above here. And to make sure you have the right information displayed for them checked off, you'll want to do that through the Edit Coach Info displayed on the bottom here. We'll take a quick look at that. So check off which items that you want. Respect and Sport and MCCP would be a good option to have checked off. And then any additional questions that you've created. And click on Update to save your changes. Now let's take a look at what kind of reports we want to run. So I'm going to show you how we can do that through the View Edit Player's Parents to run your player registration reports. Just note that the View Edit Coaches works the exact same way. You'll just have to go through the View Edit Coaches portal to ensure that you get your coach information. Now here, once you do click on the View Edit Player Parent, it's going to take you to the basic search engine, but we're going to go try the new search as it's quite more sufficient. Now here on the top part, it will allow you to search for individuals. But since that would be quite time consuming, we're going to search by the masses underneath the registration information just down here. Now depending how long your system has been active for, you could have registration information all the way from 2015 to indoor 2019-2020. Here we have 2019 information that we'll export. Now you'll have to go by each registration form to export that data to get the actual specific information for that registration year. If you just do an export that is by registered after, registered before. So say here we don't have any registration form selected off, and you just go from the beginning of time to the current date and search for that information. It's just going to give you the basic information, so first name, last name, email address, and that may be all that you require. If you're looking to make sure you have payment records, teams that they've been on before, or any other of the selected questions that you had checked off in that Edit Player Info Displayed options, you'll want to search by the registration form. I'm going to simply go and set my date for the 2019 Outdoor Youth Player from the 1st to the 31st, so January 1st to December 31st. Select all the registration types. The registration types would be the teams or the leagues that I set up on the registration form. Now you don't have to put the date in here. If you just search from the registration form, it's only going to show you the registrants from that registration period that you had it active. But for just showing cases, I'm going to show you how to do it by the date. Now a very important thing to remember is if this search options here, the information displayed is selected as basic information, all of those additional criteria that you checked off in that step before is not going to show up. So you want to change this to show additional person details, and then click on Search Players. Once all of your results have been listed below, click on Export Your Results, which will prompt your Excel spreadsheet to start downloading. Once that is completed download on the bottom, save this document to your computer to have your historical data saved on your system. Now, as I stated before, if you want to make sure you save all of your coach information, the steps are exactly the same, but just under the View Edit Coaches option right over here. But another area that you should take a look at to see if you want to have saved outside of your Goalline system will also be your transaction reports. You just click on Transaction Reports, select the date that you want to save your report from, it will display transactions. If you do have any transactions on your site, it will prompt a little box here that says Export, which you can save your Excel export that will download on your computer. So that is how you export all of your relevant information from your Goalline registration platform. If you require additional assistance, you can email registrar@sasssoccer.com, or give me a call at 306-975-0870, and we can set up a one-on-one online training session to ensure you have all the appropriate information exported off your system by the May 14th deadline. Thank you, and good luck.